Good morning, everybody. We are 11 days until Blade Show Atlanta, and I still have a lot to do. Oh, what's up, everybody? Good morning. It's, I don't know, somewhere around 8 o'clock in the morning, and we are, like 5 days before I leave for Atlanta. This is the case of craziness. So, got kimonos, got Aurelias, got some leather notebooks, swag bags, paracord beads, point of sale system, extension cord outlet deal, paper place cards for like gear. These are the little number things that you can like put prices on. These are little trays for holding up the blades or the knives. We got stickers, business cards, all of that stuff is all packed in here. Now, as far as like things that oh God, yeah, I keep forgetting there's other stuff. We got the banner. Oh, jeez. Tablecloth, which is quite heavy. My luggage is going to be expensive. And we got something a little special that I'm working on. Actually, right now. So what I'm doing now is I am hand polishing washers. Yes. I am hand polishing skiff washers. You can see that right here. I have a little like 2-stage strop set up. This is for doing the bulk of the cutting. This is for doing a bit of refinement. These strops actually were gifted to me a while ago by LCAP. Yes. Look at this. Yes. So, if you haven't figured it out yet, there is going to be Timascus upgrade kits for the Aurelias. And let me give you a little preview. Get some gloves on my big ass hands. There we go. Let's just pick one of these out that I thought was particularly pretty. The reason I'm putting my gloves on is because finger oils will dull these. You can get the shine back with a little bit of Windex, actually. Windex is the recommended method. But look at that piece. Pure Timascus. You can see the layers on the end there. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to get the right angle for the light. There we go. Pretty damn sick, huh? So people can pick them up if they want to dress up their Aurelias. But then also, there's a special edition So you have your standard Aurelia box. Looks like an Aurelia, except Thor pattern Damascus, or Damasteel, actually I should say. Let's zoom in here so you can see it without me having to get super close to the camera and losing the focus. There you go. Look at that. So beautiful. But these, let's zoom back out. It's such a weird angle. But these are going to come with a full Damascus set already installed. They're going to have hand polished washers and a set of skiff double row bearings. These guys right here, because I love my skiffs. And so, yeah, you're going to get a full dress Aurelia with hand polish washers just for this batch. I'm not going to hand polish again, man. Ooh, takes too much time. You can do that on your own if you like in the future, but just for this initial batch, I put in that effort. But yeah, man. So these are going to be extremely exclusive. They are not cheap. They are actually quite expensive, and I don't expect to sell volume of them, but I wanted to see on some level for my own self interest, confidence, growing the business. I wanted to see if people would be willing to spend this kind of money with me.
Open handrail and step on and off this escalator with care.
Well, so I guess this is going to be a post-Blade update, or just kind of like a summation. And to be quite honest, I thought I was going to film like a whole lot more. But man, just the intensity, the sort of nervousness, the excitement, and just the focus on trying to like get everything done. I really didn't film as much as I should have, or almost at all. And it really took a strong reminder from my dad when I checked in with him to like remind me to take photos. So finally on Saturday, I got a bunch of photos with different people who stopped by the booth or the table. Photos with friends and stuff like that, which was super duper awesome. So I'll probably go through those real quick right now. I'll cycle through them. I'll like cut right here. Okay, so first question, like most people ask me, is how was the show? How was doing the show, especially as like a first timer? It was great. If you guys don't know the process, you have to essentially apply like immediately after Blade show is done, and just let them know that you want to go, and you get on essentially a list of people, and if it's your first time, they just place you, and you can either accept or reject it. You don't get to choose until you've been there, I think, at least twice or maybe at least once. I'm not entirely sure. I will find out. Anyways, the location that they put me in was towards the back of the tables, and I was across from Tops and near Tactile and Lynch. And it was at first we were really expecting it to be like a high traffic area, but it wasn't as high traffic as I would have hoped. There's two contributing factors to that. One was this section that I was in. Like usually, the way Blade Show is kind of laid out is like the table sections are like knives, 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 and then you get to like maker supplies, right? So like materials, you'll go buy your Mammoth, you'll buy your micarta, and even like tools for forging and whatever. I was kind of in that group. So I think some people, kind of thought that there weren't going to be as many knives or almost any knives in that section. And so that was one factor. The other factor is after talking to a few people, it felt like there were less people at this show than last year. Last year was a madhouse, and it's really interesting. I was talking to a few, and everybody saw that like Blade, Texas was like an absolute madhouse of like people and sales and all of that stuff. And then Atlanta, it seemed the numbers were a little lower. I don't know, but that's how it felt to the people that I spoke with. But overall, from like a personal experience, it was excellent. It really was. I just happened to be around some really nice and tolerant people, which was really great. Learning how to kind of interact with people, capture their attention, how to kind of like draw them in and engage with stuff was really cool. I had a lot of really interesting conversations. There was one dude in particular, Liam, that was really, really super curious and really like there to listen. And I don't know, like I really, whenever he would like share his perspectives and opinions, it was really kind of thoughtful and insightful, and it was moments like that I really treasured. Like from people whom I didn't know, that I would like meeting at the show for the first time and things like that. So that was really amazing. One of my favorite things was like handing out stuff to kids, that was really surprisingly fulfilling, Okay, sorry, I just got a text. I'm not pausing. I'm just, kind of going off the cuff. So yeah, okay. So yeah, the experience of the table was really great. I learned a lot. Learned a lot about how to arrange things, kind of. I mixed it up each day to experiment to see, what would get people to kind of engage more with the table. How did they like the kind of flow of objects to like interact with, which was really cool. What else? Yeah, man, that's like from just the selling side. It was very interesting to see. I mean, really, people wanted to engage with both of my knives. The Aurelia and the Kaimano, it was like a dead heat. And even if you look at like my sales like afterwards and the number of units sold, it's like almost 50-50 split, which if you've been watching my like Instagram stories throughout the show, I found that to be really surprising because I've been kind of internally struggling with like, wow, the Aurelia is like a really big success. The Kaimano was a bit of a slow boil. And I thought really that I may need to shift a lot more into the kind of like Aurelia style, but I don't want to abandon kind of my love for like doing kind of wild and crazy and tactical designs. I don't want to be completely like pinned down to an aesthetic. And this showed me that is a viable option to kind of explore a little bit more. And, I can capture different slices of people's interests. There were some absolutely amazing people that I have to shout out. Stevie, of course, Scooter, Forrest, Urban Woodsman and his son, Denise, who came out of left field and was just like really an incredible human being. Ryan Ellis, also incredible human being. Shane, of course, love Shane to death. It was awesome to see him, and hang out with him. Javon, Heyman was like just such an incredible dude, man. Like he really was just down to hang out with like zero expectation of what was going on, and like a highlight moment for me with Heyman was on Saturday night, was the Kaiser dinner and the award show for Blade. And so I always like to go to the Kaiser dinner. They let me bring a bunch of friends, which is really cool. And it's a good time. You get to like meet and hang out with people like purely socially, which is really nice. You don't have to deal with like the hecticness of the show. Everybody's kind of running around trying to see different things. This is like one of the few times for like a really like 100 people group to get together and just chill and eat and talk. And so I was trying to get to that, but man, getting out of the parking garage took so long that I estimated my like time and travel. I would only get to be at the Kaiser dinner for like 15 minutes. So I told the guys who were riding with me, like, hey, I'm sorry, I gotta stick here, and because I had entered my knives into the Blade competitions for, Knife of the Year on like the import category and Innovative Knife of the Year on the import category as well. And so I knew it would be a long shot, but I wanted to attend. I wanted to see how it was done, what people were saying in their speeches, things like that, because I'm going to be up there someday. And so I thought it was an important thing to do. So I put the priority on that. What was really cool was, hey man, he had made the trek to the Kaiser dinner and he came back and he palled around with me while I was waiting for, the awards. And like, he had no interest. It wasn't something that was like something that he was invested in the outcome of at all, But dude, he came, stuck by my side, man. And like, dude, like that was awesome, because like I'm usually comfortable like operating and doing most things like alone, you know what I mean? But, it's always nicer if you got a friend by your side, and Heyman did that for me, and it was super, super cool. So like shout out to Heyman for that. And definitely like I got to give credit where credit's due, man. The number of things that Urban did to help me out and get me ready for the show, guys, was fucking crazy. He got me those anti-fatigue mats for the floor, which I didn't even realize was like a thing. He brought like this little like kind of personal USB powered fan to keep blowing like cool air on me while I was in the behind the table. He brought a little LCD screen which he loaded up with a slideshow of pictures that I sent him of like my previous designs. He set that up in the corner, and that thing was just going and cycling so people could see previous stuff. And he was there every morning at like between 8 and 8:15. There was at least one of the days he even got there before me, to help set up things, which, is he didn't have to do that, like even in the least, so I will be eternally grateful to him for that, genuinely. All of those things made life so much easier at the show,
made it so much more enjoyable, genuinely. Iggy came with her son, John, and Iggy, guys, is unbelievable. She's such a positive presence and such a good person that really I really appreciated her coming and staying with us this year, sharing her incredible son with us, who really, man, I can't say how much he added to the positivity and the vibes and every situation he was in, every circumstance, and yeah, man, just unbelievable, wonderful people. Denise brought candy by the table, on Sunday, which was so cool. God, I really I'm trying to pull out as much as I can out of my memory for this little section here, because dude, it also went by so quickly. All of Friday, I didn't leave the table except maybe once. I didn't eat anything except trail mix and a few pieces, little cut squares of beef jerky, and I didn't use the restroom the whole day, and I ran on 4 hours of sleep. Saturday, I got 5 hours of sleep, left the table once or twice briefly definitely at least twice to enter. Oh no, the Friday was entering the design competition. That's why I left. And Saturday, I believe, was picking up. I don't even remember the sequence of things, guys. That's how much of a blur it was. And again, I ate on Saturday by the grace of Ryan Ellis, who brought me 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, which I freaking wolfed down. And Dylan Mallory got me Powerade. How could I forget Dylan Mallory? Holy shit, dude. Dylan was so amazing, was so supportive. He introduced me to kombu, which was awesome. Dylan is a total rock star, actually. Guys, he's definitely one of my favorite people in the community. He is innovative, he is creative, he is so kind, and just, I don't know, he's just fun to be around, man. He's awesome. He's totally awesome. And he introduced me to an amazing guy that I hope to be telling you guys more about later this year, actually. So, let me get up, move this body, and cook up a Hot Pocket while I keep telling you guys about the show. What else, man? I did get to pick up a few things, which I'm very excited about. There's one knife in particular that I am most excited for, genuinely most excited for. Everything I got is a little special to me. Definitely, I didn't go after what are kind of the expected grails. But I don't ever really do that to begin with. Yeah, let's get that tripod a little bit more stable. How's that? There we go. Yeah, and I had a brief moment on Sunday morning where I was able to run around and go get a couple of things that I had been wanting. Let's put that guy about there. Yep, good to go. Yeah. So I guess the takeaway is that it was a blur. It was an absolute blur. I did not get to see the show. Let's be very clear about that.
I did not get to see the show at all. At all. Like, that's truly, if you want to know what working the show is like, unless you've got like a team, you know, if you're like a 1 to 2 person operation, it's freaking hard. It's hard to see anything at the show at all. So, I'm kind of like you guys in a lot of ways, where I'm checking the updates on Instagram and I'm like looking at stuff and I'm like, oh man, I wish I could have saw that, or oh yeah, I remember I wanted to go see them if I had a chance, because I just had so limited time, you know. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was way cool to see things from the other side. And one of the things that I was, one of the things that I was really, really grateful for were the people that I was placed next to. They were so kind, they were so understanding, you know, and I told them very clearly, you know, hey, if there's anything that I'm doing that's wrong or bothering you, please, like, let me know, you know what I mean? Like, it's my first time. If I'm doing a faux pas, like, let me know, guys, you know. I don't want to, if I do something kind of stupid or inconsiderate and I'm not realizing it, like, please correct me, you know. And dude, they were just so sweet, so incredible. They had tools for like making knives and forging and stuff like that, steel blanks and stuff. And the guys that they deal with mostly make fixed blades or kitchen knives and stuff like that. So it was fun to kind of show him like the world of like folders, because, you know, everybody I know is coming to me for folders, you know. And it was really nice to be able to like hand him some stuff and like kind of show him like, whoa, like there's a whole crazy world of things going on and on that side of things. And he actually ended up buying Kaimano for me, and he seemed to absolutely love it, because he was just flicking it the whole show, you know. Like my back would be turned or I'd be talking to somebody and I'd hear him shink 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 like over and over. He was fidgeting. It was hilarious for a guy that really isn't in the folder scene. He was fidgeting in his knife. It was cool to see, you know. And dude, I met some amazing customers. There were these trio of guys who really thought that they were like, you know, like, oh, or they didn't think they were just very polite and considerate. We're saying, oh yeah, man, you know, we don't want to take up your time and da 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 da, you know, but I actually really loved talking to them. They were so cool and they were so down with like my work, and like I actually really appreciated that, guys. I don't know if you're ever gonna see this, but talking to you dudes was really awesome. And believe it or not, like, so I tend to be introverted, so like having a lot of you know, kind of conversations and all of this stuff tends to like drain my batteries. But there was something about talking to those three dudes that really like gave me juice, which was really cool, actually. Like, and I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed talking to those dudes. And that's the cool thing, man. Like, I got to talk to some really awesome people, see, you know, what people were into, kind of understand kind of like my customers a little bit more. And yeah, dude, it was good. It was really good. Like, could it have been better? Yeah, absolutely. But like, I think if you can't see ways to improve your experience, like, you're either not paying attention or maybe you think too highly of yourself. You know, if you think you did everything perfect, if the circumstances were completely perfect, then I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to accept that there's
a potential like perfect execution in all of this stuff. I think there's always things to learn, always ways to improve, and how to have a better show the next year. And so I'm gonna kind of make notes. In some ways, like this video is a little bit of that for me. Is like, like placement. Location in the room. Could have been a little bit better. Finding ways to engage with people more and set up the table a little differently. Kind of control the flow and the interest. Really make it like a showpiece. And I need to go back to my design presentation kind of roots, because I saw it made a difference, particularly when I entered the competition. When you entered the competition, they gave you like a little piece of paper and you filled out some information about your knives, and everybody was doing that except for Vero. Vero had one already set up. He already had a printed card, put his knife on it, nice presentation, yada yada yada. And so really, I think things like that take you to another level. It shows that you're taking your craft seriously. And I intentionally didn't go balls to the wall with all of the things that I could have or thought of doing, largely because I wanted to understand my traveling limitations. So for this one, I took something like 21 or 22 knives total. That took up a certain amount of space within, my bag. This big ol' thing over there, that big Pelican case you see, right? That dude, okay? That's the Air 1625 or something like that. And that's essentially the max allowable size on the airplanes, So I had to really like plan what I was doing and what I was putting in there accordingly. So because you can't keep, adding and adding and adding, and next thing you know, you're taking 3 of those. It's just, it doesn't make sense. So I intentionally limited what I would take, or I limited what my display would just be to like tablecloth, banner, couple of place cards, knives, and some other like items like Joe's notebooks from Lancelot Leather and Hank's by Forrest, right? And so, yeah, everything was good, but like I think I can really cook up a simple construction for presentation that's a little bit more premium, high quality feeling for the next one, and really kind of puts the knives in their best light. So yeah, I think that's going to be the way forward. I just need to kind of figure out the best, most compact way of doing it, and then I'll be good, man. Then I'll be real good. So yeah. Dude, I know I've been rambling a lot, but I'm tired for sure. I'm tired, very very tired. But again, I'm trying to remember everything. Today is Monday, and everybody's gone. I'm the last one in the house. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and I just getting all my stuff together, and I went out to a shooting range, actually, which was really cool. I haven't gotten to go shooting in a long time, which is one of my kind of things to do to relax and enjoy myself and just practice like a little, kind of sporting technique, And yeah, I haven't gotten to do that in probably like 8+ months, maybe a year, because I've been just focused on Mangana Steel so much in my free time, and not my free time. So it was nice to have that break and to be able to spend some time with Kay, Damon, Vu, Neo from Kaiser, and really just those guys, with the exception of Vu, coming from overseas, it's nice to do something, little American every once in a while, And then, yeah, I guess we're going to have dinner later and we're going to chat some more, which I'm very excited about because I love Kay and Damon. They are two absolutely incredible people. And it's nice to be able to kind of have met these people through Kaiser, through the graces of Kaiser, and for them to kind of move on to do their own thing and see enough value in our relationship to maintain the relationship after all this time, because I really dig both of them. So it's nice that that's kind of reciprocated, and we get to spend some of this like time with each other after the shows. So it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope all around, man. So I guess for now, I'll leave you with a little glimpse into the one knife that I'm most excited that I got